thank you very much for joining us, and let's get started. Thank you.
Hello, and welcome to our grand finale with Stay Safe with Melia webinar. I am Carmelina Iannarone, Director of Sales for Meetings and Events for Melia Hotels International. Thanks to all of you who have been following along with us on our step-by-step journey to reopening our hotels. We are thrilled to announce that in addition to Paradisus Playa del Carmen, which reopened on July 1st, we now have reopened Paradisus Los Cabos just 1 month ago on August 15th. Today, I am here with my colleague, Sarah Rangi, our Area VP of the Americas region, and really our true company champion on guiding the implementation of our Stay Safe with Melia program across all the hotels and resorts in the Americas region.
Hi, Carmelina. Thank you for the invite, and it's definitely an honor for me to be here today, here with you, with all of you. Definitely has been an interesting 5 months to be where we are today with Stay Safe with Melia, but definitely so happy to see that it's being well received by all of our customers. So thank you again for the invite, Carmelina.
Thank you so much, Sarah. As you can see, we also decided to shake things up a bit and take Stay Safe with Melia on the move. We reached out to our valued clients, our brave and curious hospitality partners, to hear what is on their mind. The top feedback that you provided is that you want to see live footage of guests returning to our resorts and what a meeting actually looks like today. It just so happens that 1 week ago, Paradisus Los Cabos had the prestigious honor to host the World Meetings Forum with over 80 professional meeting planners in attendance from across Mexico and Latin America. We put together this next video to show you more details of Stay Safe with Melia protocols in live action. So what did you all think of that? I was actually at this event and it was absolutely amazing. Thank you, Paradisos Los Cabos, for such an amazing job. So now we'll turn this over to Tina Chambers and Brandy Rank, who are co-hosting this event. Thank you so much, Tina and Brandy.
Thanks, Carm. I'm Tina Chambers. As Carm mentioned, we have reached out to you to see what questions are still on your mind, what information we can share, and what information is most important to help us all get back to business. Once we compiled all of your questions, we decided to bring back our dedicated Melia experts for an encore. You may recognize some of them from our earlier Melia Pro Lab webinars.
Hi, I'm Brandy Rank. So to accomplish all of this, we went on the move from Toronto, Punta Cana, San Diego to the Riviera Maya, New York to Cabo San Lucas, and many other destinations. You are all amazing. You've applied mascara and lipstick, you put away your yoga pants for the day, you styled your hair, and you even dusted off that suit in the back of the closet for some of you for the first time in many, many months. We are really building up those much needed frequent flyer miles. So grab your suitcase and we'll be off on our journey. Brandy Rank back again. That sure was a smooth flight, wasn't it? Our first question is really timely. It comes from my client, Jeannie Debo. I know I pushed Jeannie out of her comfort zone to film this question, and I thank you, Jeannie. Let's hear what Jeannie is curious about and travel down to Paradisos Los Cabos for that answer.
Hi, Brandy. I've seen you in Mexico. I've seen other people in Mexico. I've heard groups are in Mexico, in different parts of Mexico. Do you have anything official that says what size of groups, what kinds of groups, what cities groups can go to, so we can take meetings, incentives, and individual travelers to Mexico? Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Jeannie. This question is on a lot of people's minds these days. First of all, airline flights have never stopped coming into Mexico from the U.S. The U.S. Embassy currently has a level 2, which is travel with caution, to the resort areas of Cabo San Lucas, Cancun, and the Riviera Maya, as well as Puerto Vallarta, which is exactly the same warning level as pre-COVID times. Mexico has also implemented a traffic light monitoring system, which outlines the capacity the businesses can safely reopen at. The process pays special attention to hygiene measures in order to protect travelers and citizens alike, as health remains the absolute priority. So we are very pleased to advise that as of Monday, September 7th, all locations with Paradisos and Melia resorts in Mexico are now at a yellow status. What does this mean? It means that our hotels could have 60% occupancy and, of course, 60% of the staff back at the hotels working. Based on the laws and guidelines, we can execute our smaller programs safely and perfectly execute these programs, and we can also do the larger ones, being very creative. So we look forward to getting to the green light so that the status is back to normal and we can have our occupancies at 100%.
Thank you, Carmelina. Good afternoon. I'm Beatrice Kasuski, and I am so excited to introduce my friend and client, my dear Andrea Cuisina. Some of you might recognize her as she used to work for Melia Hotels based in Punta Cana, and now she lives in New York City with his cutest dog, Marlon. Guapa. Andrea?
Hello, my wonderful Melia family. My question regards the safety protocol, and I would really like to know, how are you taking care of safety in the Caribbean, especially Dominican Republic?
What a great question, Andrea. As you have learned from our series of Stay Safe webinars, our staff throughout the world has been trained with the health safety protocols in regulation and with our partners at Bureau Veritas. We take the temperatures of our guests and associates when entering the hotel. Now, we have installed protective screens in reception areas and also installed antibacterial stations all across the resort. We even have COVID prevention kits that include masks, hand sanitizers, gloves, and also disinfecting wipes. This is available for everyone upon request, even in the rooms when you arrive. Now, guests have the choice to have or not to have housekeeping services to minimize the staff interaction. That way you can choose when and when not to clean your room. Now, minibar will not stop. Minibar will only be a la carte, and items will be delivered to your room and will also be disinfected in front of the guest. So no worries about that. When it comes time for checkout, if a guest checks out on room today, we will clean the room on Wednesday, meaning that we will have 48 hours between using one room after another guest checks out. So that way, it helps us to make sure that the correct disinfecting protocol has been taking place. Now, housekeeping will steal items after disinfecting the room, such as TV remote control, glasses, soap, shampoo dispensers. The room is sealed at the conclusion of the enhanced cleaning process, and no one is allowed to come in. No one except the next guest will be able to open the door earlier on Thursday, leaving at least 48 hours, like we said before, between each guest. But this is our job. This is what we're here for. We just want you to forget the world and have a good time.
Thanks for that great information, Oliver. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce my two amazing clients, Carrie Lynn Larson and Jason Altman. Both came up with a very similar question, clearly showing that great minds do think alike.
Hi, I'm Carrie Lynn Larson from Dragonfly Meeting Solutions out of Toronto. Can you tell us what your company policy is if a guest staying on property comes down with COVID symptoms and they have to stay on property for a 2-week quarantine before they travel home?
How would additional expenses related to COVID, such as a forced extended stay for quarantine, be handled?
Hello, I'm going to try to answer right now both of these questions. Thank you, Carrie Lynn and Jason, for your questions. Let's see if we can get to the proper answers. So what our Stay Safe by Melia with Melia protocol says is that if the person has a temperature higher than 98.6 or 37.5 Celsius, then at that time, our protocol is to take that person to a very sensitive area. It's going to be one of our rooms. It's a dedicated part of the building that they can feel comfortable until we can get the doctors to come and check on that person. We don't want to be the people having to say if that person have symptoms or not symptoms. So we'll make sure that we offer all of the comfortness of having a hotel room for that person to stay in there. If when the doctors, all of the process that in each country is different, if they say that that person, after proceeding with a PCR test or whatever the protocol is in each one of the countries, then we have created special rates because we definitely are not going to make money out of all of this. These are rates that are based on cost for each one of the hotel brands to make sure that we can extend the stay of that person's travel until those 14 days are met based on the doctor's specifications. If that person decides to leave the hotel, for example, let's say they were in our Melia Orlando property and they wish not to stay at the hotel, but they wish to go home because they feel safer there, then obviously we're not to have nobody hostage in our hotels. Definitely in some of the hotels where it's harder to leave as easy as it could be, Melia Orlando, for example, then we will offer all of everything that is needed. Of course, with that cost rate that we were discussing, we'll make sure that we have all of the protocols in place to take the food, to clean the room, et cetera, and we will have to make sure that in that part of the building that is designated for the persons that possibly are suspicious or confirmed cases for COVID will have to stay. All of the family of that person will also have to be in that area, just because they will be called what we call connected or related cases to the person having symptoms. So this is what the protocol is. We'll definitely take care of those people. It's nobody's fault, and as hoteliers, we'll make sure that we offer the service as we always do with all of the obviously protocols to make sure nobody else gets infected with the virus.
Now let's visit with my client, Nicole Rodebal. I can always count on Nicole to ask a thought-provoking question. In fact, This one is on a topic we have not yet covered in any of our Stay Safe webinars.
Hi, my name is Nicole Rodabaugh, and I'm with Meetings and Incentives Worldwide. My question for Melia Pro Labs is, how is Melia continuing to maintain your sustainability pledge during these throwaway times that we're living in right now?
Stay Safe with Melia protocols are set in motion 48 hours before each guest checks in when deep cleaning and room customization starts. Deep cleaning needs more chemical products with higher quality, but keeping the eco-friendly certified. When we talk about the customized room, it means a big change for all-inclusive sector. Now the guests can choose their amenities, receive it in the room with a control gene certified. And this means in sustainable terms that we're reducing the 65% of all the waste for all the have-used or unused amenities. To make an idea of the amount we're talking about, it will be 5 times a football field each year. Another big step was the improvement of our paperless policy, eliminating the 81% of the one-time paper use per year. To make an idea of what we're talking about 3,200 trees per year. So how do we make this? Well, we replaced the 33% from the backstage control with the software, and another 48% belongs to a shared compromise with the guests. How do we do that? Well, we put more functions to Melia app. Now you can book in your restaurant, your spa, sign in for daily eco activities, and other supporting programs from the local community. I'm personally thankful to you for sharing this moment, for reminding us our sustainable pledge, demanding authentic results. And well, thank you so much for pushing the travel industry to be more responsible.
Thank you, Daniela. This is Carlos Sosa. I would like to introduce my good friend for a long time and good client, Sabrina Hasseltine. She's the president of Hamilton Group Meeting Planners.
Hello, my name is Sabrina Hazeltine. I'm president of the Hamilton Group Meeting Planners. As we prepare to go back to face-to-face meetings, we are anticipating an increased usage of internet in both the guest rooms and the meeting space. Are Melia hotels prepared to provide us increased bandwidth, and will you work with us on pricing to meet our clients' needs?
Every Melia hotel in America has contracts with outside providers, and each hotel offers 100 megabytes per second complimentary internet in their rooms, meeting spaces, and the public spaces. Some of our hotels even have individual routers to enhance the experience in the guest rooms. In order to effectively stream your events for hybrid meetings, our recommended megabytes per second is 30. However, we strongly recommend, if it's available at your hotel, to ask and request for 100 megabytes per second. This should be not only a dedicated line, but as well a backup line. JSAV and Melia are committed to working with you and your clients to find and to meet your individual needs when it comes to your budgets for audiovisual and internet needs. We're also committed to providing you with many different options for you and your client.
Thanks, Hudson. And now I am so fortunate to introduce mi amigo Alan Burstein, who has been attending almost all of our webinars. And now, of course, when I asked him to send me a question, he sure did and made it special. Thank you, Alan.
My name is Alan Bernstein, and I'm the Vice President of Sales and Solutions for the LePray Group of Travel Companies in Rochester, New York. My question is specifically for the common areas. I'd like to find out, how are you going to protect the guests when they're there at the bars, at the pools, at the restaurants? Will you be mandating masks? Will you be doing contact tracing? And will you be doing social distancing?
Well, great question, Alan. Thank you very much. Our Paradisus and Melia resorts are very blessed with superb, spacious landscapes, wide open decks and common areas, and of course miles of sandy beach. They're perfectly adaptable for the required social distancing. When you leave your room, we ask all the guests to wear their masks. In fact, our housekeeping staff and other hotel associates will be offering you a mask if they see you without one. And for example, At the pool or on the beach, we have removed lounge chairs and moved the cabanas to ensure a minimum of 6 feet between each one of them. Stickers and signs are placed on the floor to encourage guests to keep the appropriate distance at the front desk, reception, restaurants, bars, entertainment areas, and in all the public areas. So overall, a family that is traveling together can remove their masks only when 6 feet away from other guests to make sure we keep the social distancing and we respect it.
Thank you, Sadri. Now I would like to introduce Janet Kane. She's from Helms Briscoe and she's based in San Diego, California.
My name is Janet Kane. I'm with Helms Briscoe in San Diego. This question is regarding buffets. Will the buffets ever return? And if they do, what are the conditions and how are they going to be managed so that they will be safe for the clients and the customers?
Well, hello everyone. My name is Mitzi and I'm right from Paradisos Playa del Carmen. So the buffets are not gone yet. They haven't disappeared. The only way that we have changed is how we present the meals for you. You will still go to the restaurants and find the wide variety and the great quality that we are well known for. The only difference is that you're actually going to be having someone from our staff with these assisted buffet stations. And this is just to make sure that we're avoiding that different people will be handling the same utensils. It is very important for us that you will still receive the warmth and the great service that we are very proud of. So this is what you will find at the buffet restaurants.
This next question is super special, as our own Ashley Lawson from Cleveland, Ohio was actually at Paradisos Los Cabos for the reopening celebration, and she filmed her question there. As a matter of fact, she has also experienced Paradisos Playa del Carmen during their reopening in late June, and we are going to take her back to the Riviera Maya to learn more.
Hi Team Melia, Ashley here with Achieve Incentives. My question for you is, what ideas do you have for re-envisioning safe events? I saw how you did it with about 50 attendees here at Paradisos for your Welcome Back event, but tell me your other ideas. I'm really excited for our larger groups, what we can do.
Thank you, Ashley. The first important point is the venue selection. We are recommending to use different hotel areas that are suitable for each function following social distancing. We are very lucky to have areas where even with the 6 feet distance required, we can host up to 300 people indoor or outdoor. We are recommending that all the events that require F&B are considered either to be a plated menu or assisted buffet stations. This way we can avoid lines by having food served in individual portions and grab-and-go stations. Our banquets kit and service standards have been modified to fit these needs. The bars, for example, have been placed in the back of the house, so only the servers can have access to them. Also, strict protocols in other important components are in place. For example, linen use, one-time use centerpieces, and decor items that can be sanitized constantly. This way you can still enhance your events with decor and assure safety to the participants. Signage is a key component. Special stickers on the floor are placed to help direct crowds, to limit also the amount of people in one area, such as dance floors, check-in spaces, and hospitality desk. In regards to meetings, technology is a key component that must be embraced. Hybrid events are a reality to our hotels, and we have the ability, the infrastructure, and the state-of-the-art equipment to do so. Another option I envision is to offer hub configuration meetings, where you have a general session with a live streaming happening and distributing the live feed to simultaneous spaces to host any number of attendees, achieving the engagement of the audience. As you can see, we are ready to receive you and have prepared ourselves in these uncertain times. The best practices are a reality for us, and we can add value to the experience you're looking for.
Thanks, Anna. Anna's actually on maternity leave, and we wish her all the best until she returns later this year. Jane Margulies has joined us on several of our Melia Pro webinars so far. When I asked if she would consider being a participant on camera, there was a moment of hesitation, but that was only because she needed to think about hair and lipstick. But she came through with an important question, and she looks great too.
Since group travel is currently on hold, some clients are still looking for ways to reward their employees with unique incentive travel options. Does Meliá Hotels offer any sort of individual travel program that companies can purchase in bulk, but allows individuals to make their own plans when it's comfortable for them?
I love this topic, Jane. Thank you so much for asking. Meliá is really excited to announce custom and flexible options for individual incentive rewards. Our customers can now choose from an option to purchase certificates for 3, 4, 5, or any number of nights to reward their top performers at a particular hotel. And they can even reward top performers with Meliá reward points, which are good for any hotel in the Meliá portfolio for any time. Each of these options is 100% flexible to the needs of each customer. We know there is still going to be perhaps some times where companies feel uncomfortable traveling as a group. So you can use these options to continue to reward customers at Meliá. Anything is possible, and we look forward to working with you to make individual incentive rewards an option for your upcoming rewards to your top performers.
Thanks, Brandy. Next, we'll hear from Sable Stewart. She has been involved in our Stay Safe series from the start. And if her name sounds familiar, she does keep our Q&A chat box very busy. Sable took time out while on vacation to send us this question.
Hi, I'm Sable Stewart, and I'm a meeting planner in Indianapolis, Indiana, in the financial services and insurance market. The things I'm most concerned with these days are my contracts, and when I have a group that needs to reduce, postpone, or cancel, and what flexibility is being offered by the hotel brand. So my question for Meliá is, what are you doing to help optimize the amount of flexibility offered between your brand and planners to ensure that groups are able to operate as complete as possible?
Yes, Sable. Clients absolutely need to be encouraged and confident to sign future contracts. There's been less hesitation to rebook cancel programs, and that's been so important to the hotels to keep business on the books. But what about new contracts? Here we do see lots of hesitation. And to overcome this, Meliá has launched one of the most aggressive programs in the industry, When You Come Back in 2021. We are supporting you with compelling flexibility. Free cancellation up to 60 days before arrival, no questions asked, and return of deposits. Rebooking up to 30 days before arrival. And 25% attrition up to 7 days prior, with another 10% at the 48-hour mark. What do you think about that? As for 2022 and beyond, I wish I had a crystal ball. With every step of the way in the last 6 months, Meliá has demonstrated how eager we are to earn your trust, and we know that Meliá will take your needs and requests into full consideration. We're here to get meetings and incentives back to business, and please, together, let's make this a reality. To close our session today, we'd like to return to our Stay Safe champion, Sarah Rangi, and pose 2 very special questions so she can share with us a little bit more about her personal journey. Sarah, first question. What was the most complex customer challenge during this period?
Tina, that's a very complicated question, but I'm going to try to be very honest on my personal answer. I think that our toughest customer challenge, if I think of our external customers, is definitely not to have customers. To see our hotels empty, to see not having people, customers to attend, to be there with them, for them. I think that has been the toughest for all of us that are in this business. Definitely not seeing those smiley faces of enjoying doing business with us or enjoying their holidays with us. So no doubt that for me is the toughest on the external customer side. If we have to think also on the internal customers, our associates, the most complicated moment during this period has been to first keep them, and second, keep them safe. We have been going through processes of training protocols, even working with their, stress. And this whole process, this whole period, this whole 5 months that we have been since everything started here in the Americas, it's not easy. It's not easy on any of us. It's not easy on our associates. It's not easy on our customers. So I think that is the answer. The toughest customer I don't want to call it problem, but let's call it challenge, has been that, not to have customers and to keep safe our internal customers. I hope that I answered your question, Tina.
Yes, and we've really appreciated your leadership during this time. And lastly, I'd just like to ask, if you could turn back time, what would you do differently?
Tina, actually, I had in another webinar the opportunity, kind of a same question was asked, and I really don't want to sound arrogant on my answer on this, but I would like to split the answer in two. The first thing, if I was to turn time back, what would I do different? I think that my first answer, and again, please do not listen to it as an arrogant answer, but will be to do nothing different. I have to say that I'm so happy to see the loyalty on our customers, wanting to come back, believing in our Stay Safe with Melia program, that makes me so proud on everything that we as a company, all of us, all of the associates that are part of this company have done to have that loyalty of all our customers. So that's on one side. And also the loyalty of our associates. I mean, before we closed down the hotels, to see all of our associates being there in the hotels, knowing that they have the risk of getting infected and being there, closing the hotels, being there for the customers, being there for what we're used to, being hoteliers, right? So it just, we offer services, we offer emotions, we offer connections. So that's what we do. So seeing that loyalty on both type of customers, externals and internals, I think should make us very proud as all of us part of Melia Hotels International. I really do. On the other hand, I do think that all of this period has allowed us to learn a lot of it, right? Learn from the future. Things that we can learn, not make difference, but learn to apply for the future, right? So now we have new protocols. Now we know how to deal with different viruses. Now we have created new ways of communicating to our partners, right? Like, for example, the Melia Pro Labs. Now we have realized that we need to be very careful with our local customers for, same market for the same market hotels, something that maybe before we were not paying that much of an attention. So we have learned a lot. We have learned a lot of new processes at the hotels. We have learned how to be more digital. We have learned, so that are definitely lessons learned that we need to carry with us and take to the next level and to the next years and to the next step. But again, I want to take the opportunity to thank everybody, customers and associates, for making this really possible for us to reopen our hotels and all together dream again. That's what we're here for.
Well, thank you so much to the amazing team. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So here we have on the screen our next meetings and events travel labs, which will take place on October 22nd. And we will be featuring the vibrant city of Madrid and presenting our hotels, Meliá Castilla with Marcos Mellado. So we hope you can join us on our following webinar. Thank you so much. And now, Brandy.
Thanks, Carl. So hello again, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed today. As we were preparing for this event last week, the team all agreed it would be really fun to share the Melia Rewards individual incentive with some of you. So thanks to Carmelina and our entire team, each of you now has the opportunity to win Melia Reward points based on being on the call today. So the first step was, of course, to join our call. So thank you all for being here. The second step is we're asking you to join the Melia Pro Meetings and Events LinkedIn group. Some of you already are on there, so thank you. And if you're not, I just posted in the chat a link for you to just click on and you can join. And then we're asking you also to post a comment on the Melia Pro Meetings and Events page by this Friday with feedback or something that you've learned on this final Stay Safe with Melia event. So on Friday, the 18th of September, Carmelina and the team will randomly choose 3 lucky winners from the attendees, all of you here today, and each of you will win 100,000 Melia reward points. So this would be the equivalent of a 3-night stay at any Paradisus all-inclusive for 2 people, or even more nights if you were going to the Melia brand. So I wish you all the best of luck. So thanks in advance, and over to you, Tina, for question and answer.
Hi, thanks, Brandy and Carm, Sarah, and the whole team. We went a little bit longer today than with some of our other sessions, but we do want to try and include a little bit of question and answer if you have some, and we've had a few things come in the chat. We did have the request from multiple people to be able to have the link of the Paradisus Los Cabos and World Travel Forum video available, and we will be posting that. So we will get that out, and this whole recording actually will be available as well, probably by the end of the week or early next week. So that will be posted on the Melia Pro Labs page. A couple questions. Early on, I think Jason caught when we were playing that video from Cabo that he saw some people getting their fingers pricked for the blood test arriving, and he wanted to know if that was something that was mandatory. I think, Carm, since you were at that event, would you like to answer that question and how that was happening there?
Sure, definitely. Thank you, Tina. So what happened at that event is that the organizers hired an external company to do the COVID screening. So this actually began before our arrival to the destination. They contacted each and every one of us. We had to arrive at the event with our exam already done. So we had to show that we were negative. And showing we were negative, then you could, of course, participate at the event. Once we got to the event, they were available throughout the entire time to attend, to just be available to attend people. If anyone had arrived and did not have the opportunity or just wanted to have a second check, then it could have been done right there and then. So it was the quick exam, not the one that you have to wait a couple of days to get the results. It's the one where you wait about half hour, 40 minutes. So they were there throughout the entire time on any questions they had or the participants had. And also, they have a post follow-up as well. So we left the event, and a week later, we got a questionnaire asking how we are, and it will be done at 15 days after, so 2 weeks later. So this was a company that was hired from the organizers. Now, the hotel has their own policies in place, of course, where when you come in, your temperature is taken, and the sanitizer is put on everyone. So that's a different procedure that we have at the hotel. That's the way it worked.
Okay, great.
An amazing idea.
Yeah, that specific testing was from the organizers of the event specifically. Great. Let's see. I've seen a lot of questions. Just everybody's very thankful for partnerships. I mean, as are we. I mean, that's why we're all here, as I said. And thanks to the 10 clients who were brave enough to put their face on camera and share with us their thoughts. We have a question, as promised, from Sable. If someone has to be rechecked upon arrival with a suspected case, are they just quarantined, or will they be offered a rapid test from the hotel doctor? Sarah, would you like to respond to that?
Sure, Tina, it'll be a pleasure. Well, first of all, depends on the country we're in, because we need to adapt to the legislation in each country. So that's one of the first things. But let's talk in general terms. If the person is, like it says in here, suspected case, then it will apply what I think I mentioned before in one of the questions is that person will be put in this section of the hotel. These are regular rooms where we are going to apply all of the protocols for the doctor of the hotel, or depending on the country, even the hospital, or with whoever we have the proper partnership to come and do the correct protocol. I cannot guarantee it's going to be a quick test. The rapid tests do have a percentage of wrong answers. You're looking around at 60% veracity of the results. So in some countries, that they do that as the first step. Other ones will go straight into the PCR. That's the one that Carmelina was mentioning that takes 2 days or 3 days for the results. So really, it depends. But what it is true, and it applies for all of the hotels, is the protocol where we will accompany that person to that section of the hotel with all of the commodities, with all of the, the services of a room, so that we can make sure we apply the proper protocol, and nobody else, in case that person does have COVID, have the possibility to get infected. And like I said, if the family is also with that person, the family will also be invited to come to this area of rooms so that they can all be waiting for the results, and then the decision will be taken if they will quarantine depending on the results or not. So it's not an immediate decision. On that meantime, they are asked to go into these rooms and wait for the results of the tests.
Thanks, Sarah. We do have, back to the testing that was done in Cabo. Ashley Lawson would love to know the name of the outside company who did the testing. So
we'll send it and we'll put it on our page. But the company is Asumed. It's a company. It was an event where we had a lot of planners from Mexico, within the country of Mexico, but we will share that information with you, definitely.
Yeah, and I think it's spelled AZUMED.
Correct.
All one word.
Exactly, correct.
So, okay. We have some people that want to know the review of how they're going to win the 100,000 points, potentially. Brandy?
Good. Oh, there we go. I'm off mute. So you're on the call today, so that's fantastic. The next step is to go to the link that I posted, and I'll post it again. Give me just a few moments. But if you click on the meetings and events, it's a Melia Pro Meetings and Events group page. So I've got the link on here that you can just go to LinkedIn and put this in, and you join our page. When you click on it, it should ask you if you want to join, and you request to join, and we'll approve you. And then the other thing is we're asking you to post something that you learned, and it doesn't have to just be with this one, something that you've learned over the last 3 months through the Stay Safe with Melia program. So just, post something on that page, and then Carmelina will actually be picking 3 people, and we'll just make sure that you posted something and that you're part of the group page, and then each of those 3 people will get 100,000 Melia reward points. I hope that makes sense.
Okay. And you can, email any one of us, because this will be going through Friday, so not just this afternoon. If you just need to review everything and make sure you get your entry in for the contest. Let's see. We have a couple more questions, comments. Can anyone on LinkedIn listen to the repost of this webinar? This is from Jan. The reposting of the webinar will be on our Melia Pro Labs page. So you should be a member of the Melia Pro Labs community to be able to listen to the recording. And that's just clicking on the link that Brandy has posted. And that will be up there and available, indefinitely. Let's see. We have another comment from Jason. Another conversation that's been had here is that many destinations require the negative test within 48 to 72 hours of arrival. Yet in the USA, it's difficult to get results in that time frame. It's a huge hurdle we need to overcome. I guess not so much a question, just as an observation of what's happening from the planner side. I don't know if any other planners or any one of you guys have any comments in regards to that, or help for each other. You can post anything in the chat if you've had any experience with that yet. I think of Ashley because I know you've been traveling, but you may not have had to get those tests for your trips.
The one we did for the event was it also needed to be 48 to 72 hours before the event. And there was, there's that quick test that you can take. So of course, the closer to the event, you get tested closer to the event. It's of course accurate, and it's close to the event, so we know what your situation is at that moment. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And Kevin, yes, that's the page that I was referring to if I might have stated it a little bit differently. The Meliá Pro Labs recordings are on it was not really a web page, Meliá Pro web page. It's just a community page in LinkedIn. And Ashley did chime in that no tests are needed for Mexico, so don't worry about that. You can just check in each destination that you might be looking at. And Ashley also mentioned the Cancun and Los Cabos airports are very focused on sanitation and even have little stations where you can get sanitizer and hand wipes. And I know, well, Carmelina, you just traveled to Mexico as well. Brandy has, and going back next week. So we're getting a number of people with firsthand experience. And Kevin, to your question, we have every prior webinar posted. So we have this will be the 4th. Stay safe. How many, Brandy, total? 7?
There's 7 of total, yeah.
Yeah. We have 4 Stay Safe with Meliá, different series. We have one on DMCs in Mexico, one on JSAB, our audiovisual, producing virtual and hybrid events. We have another one with Kevin Coffey, protecting those who travel, risk management. And we have a virtual tour of Paradisus Los Cabos before you saw the actual one, today. So we're excited, and as I said, we're continuing on, but we're going to take a break till the end of October. For all of us today, we were just very excited to get questions from you. We are excited to introduce new topics like sustainability, hear a lot of behind the scenes of the development from Sarah Rangi, incorporate some more tips from audiovisual, and share the introduction of the individual incentives. So thank you to everybody. I don't know if there's any last questions that you want to share. No, thanks, Tammy. Actually, I'll sound arrogant today, Sarah, for you. But one of the nicest comments that I've seen in any of our chats was from Michelle in Helms Briscoe, and she said, I recommend Meliá because you're really pushing it at a higher level. And that says it. I thank you. that brings a tear to my eye, so we're glad to be here for you all.
And thank you, Ashley, for pointing out that we, for saying that we were great for letting those people that were quarantined. I think it's great Sarah's on this call that she can see that other companies are not doing that right now. So yeah, we definitely want to make sure that we're taking care of our customers.
And Brandy, I just saw your comment. I agree. The protocols that are in place at the airports in Mexico are very strict protocols, with temperature being taken, questionnaires to be responded to. So we're getting there. Hopefully this will open up, and that event that we had in Los Cabos was really setting the example in the meeting industry that it can be done. So we hope to see you all soon at our hotels.
Thank you all for joining. Have a great day. Have a great week.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
This too shall pass, right? This too shall pass.
That's great.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.